Hello guys, welcome to Wednesday, March 25th. And today, I don't have a lot for you. I'm going to review the neuron, and then we'll go into the three different structural and functional types of neurons. So, let us review yesterday's stuff. We have a couple of different neurons that we're looking at. Sorry, I just want to make sure I have my right page on here, make sure I don't mess anything up. Alright, so we can see, I can highlight in blue, this is the neuron. Nice and easy. I'm not going to label that part. But we got a couple of other things here. So this red one right over there, that is going to be our macrophages, right? That's the microglia. And what do? They are the immune cells. So they fight the foreign pathogens. Over here, you see in blue, I'm putting an orange right there. Those are going to be our oligodendrocytes. Oligodendrocytes. And those make the myelin sheath. And their counterpart in the peripheral nervous system is going to be the Schwann cell. They make the myelin sheath. Then we have over here are ependymal cells. And those are our epithelial cells. They're cuboidal, simple cuboidal, and they secrete the cerebrospinal fluid. And they swoosh it around with their little cilia. And then the last one, my favorite one, those are the astrocytes. And those are the blood-brain barrier. They provide structural and nutritional support to the neuron itself, as well as other things. Right, so that's what we covered yesterday. And then we went through the different parts of the neuron. The dendrite, the axon, the cell body, and the axon terminal or the terminal branch. And here's a beautiful picture. You should be able to take that and label the parts. That is going to be important, especially most of the nervous system is made up of that other stuff. The neuron is just a small percentage of it. All right, moving on to today's stuff. We are going to be doing the types of neurons. All right, so we'll start functionally. So there's three different types of neurons. We have sensory neurons, right, and that's going to be part of your afferent nervous system. They're going to detect stimuli, and they're going to bring that stimuli to the central nervous system. They detect stimuli, and then they bring the message to the central nervous system. So that's all afferent. Skin, eyes, all that. 2, the interneuron. These ones, they relay messages in the brain and spinal cord. And then lastly, number 3, we have our motor neuron. And the motor neuron is going to deliver the message from the brain to, let's say, the effector, like the efferent nervous system. So, takes the message from the central nervous system and brings to the peripheral nervous system to the effector. You alright?
Yeah.
My son's tripping all over the place. Alright, structurally, we have 3 different types of neurons. The first one of my favorites, looks like this. This is called a unipolar neuron. Unipolar neuron. So we can label things here. Things should make a little sense to you. Right over here, that's our cell body. And I can put that in there. We have the nucleus. Looks like a little monster. Like, right? And it's called a unipolar neuron because it has one long axon over there. So if that's the axon, we could say these are the dendrites. Then what's this? The terminal branch, or the axon terminal. And we should be able to figure out what direction that the nerve impulse is going. Right? It's going to be going in that direction from dendrite to terminal branch. Again, that's a unipolar, and it's called that because it has one long axon. This is going to receive stimuli and bring it to the central nervous system, a brain. That's number one. All right, number two over here. We have a bipolar neuron. Bipolar neuron. And this is going to look like this. So, sort of similar. Similar to the unipolar. But in this one, the reason it's called bi is because you have two separate axons separated by the cell body. And over here you have your dendrites, and here you have your axon terminal. And these are like interneurons. They relay messages between the brain and spinal cord. Right? And then the last one is going to be our typical, this is a multipolar neuron. Multipolar neuron. And this one is your regular neuron. It's called multi because you have a lot of processes coming out of the cell body over there. And this is going to be sending messages away from the central nervous system. So it's going to be sending it to an effector, maybe a skeletal muscle, make you move. And that's pretty much it. So again, functionally, 3 different types: sensory, text stimuli, relays messages; motor takes the message and sends it to the peripheral nervous system into an effector. The 3 different structural, you have unipolar, bipolar, and multipolar. The bipolar you're not going to see too much, typically in the spinal cord. Alright, and then just one last piece of vocabulary over here. Make sure I got it. That is not it. That is not it. Whatever. Alright, well, we have these bundles of cell bodies in the central nervous system. These are called nuclei. So you get a bunch of the cell bodies in the central nervous system. They're bound together. They're called nuclei. In the peripheral nervous system, they are called ganglia. And this is going to make up the gray matter in the central nervous system. Bundles of axons in the central nervous system is called a tract. And in the peripheral nervous system, it is called a nerve. That was nice and easy, a nerve. And we'll talk more on that later. Just some vocabulary. Last piece, what you should do on YouTube is you go to the playlist and then pick anatomy and physiology, and everything is numbered nice and orderly. So you don't have to worry about going through my living environment stuff or whatever videos I've liked. Alright guys, have a good Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow.